I think this is the one of the only yandere books I will give a full warning to. But this does contain triggering content, very mild. Mitsuki Bakugou basically forcing you to marry her son. The person also puts crackhead fic. Two bros fighting for a hot girl 5 feet apart to killing themselves. Slight jealousy, if you can call it that. Errors might be present. Please do not mind them. That is the warnings that the creator has put down for these. So please do keep in mind these when listening to this one. But I hope you guys enjoy. And if you have any of these situations going on at home, I hope you don't. And I hope everything will get better for you. So let's get on. It should have been a quiet day. She wonders how she even got here. Stop pushing me, you idiots, her temperamental friend shouted, stuck to the car door as she was, nudging the male beside him to create some space. She wanted to declare the same thing, but kept hushing herself. Baku bro, even we don't have any space over here, he replied. She mentally thanked him for it. She was certain her say would go unheard, and she would have to recount and probably obtain weird looks at that. Oh, shut up, Katsuki. Try adjusting, you brat, voiced her loud statement, Mitsuki Bakugou, sitting at the front seats with her husband, who obstinately forced on the road, even with such jaw-dry uproar. This wasn't how she verbalized her second day into her summer holidays, squished in between her two male classmates, with little to no space to breathe, and her ears slightly ringing. The son and his mother argued, and she drifted off into her dreamy notions, glaring at the green scenery that greeted her, made her forget she was in a war zone with two heavily cranky people coddling. I'm sorry. In some regards, she and Matsu were oddly similar. Both kept quiet, even if they could intervene. The breeze was cold and automated. And she liked road trips solely for that reason. Devokes from the tension, forget enough to moderately relax. Her other classmate simply reduced his words to none, opting to remain still in the middle of his friends. Slowly calmed down. Throwing his gaze to see what she was doing, he smiled, leaning forward. It's so beautiful out there, isn't it? He mused. She stared at him, timidly nodding and looking out to resist connecting her gaze with him. She was fairly surprised when Katsuki demanded her to join in the unbearable road trip to some sort his parents had booked. She didn't know Kirishima would also come along until the very end. If it were just him and her together sitting in the back seat, it would have been a dreadful situation. They have been on the road for a couple of hours, and while she slightly sat looking at the nature, her butt was starting to ache from sitting for too long in the same position with no leeway to move or nap, unless she wanted to risk falling asleep on her classmate's shoulder, which she refused to do so. She grabbed her phone out of her bag and hoped to lessen some time by listening to a few of her favorite songs. Hey, Baku bro, how much longer do we have to go? Kirishima asked, glued to the seat, stiff and disturbed. The male in question groaned irritatedly. I don't know, ask the old hag, he grummanly replied, ignoring them as he continued to watch outside the window. Mrs. Bakugou, how far is the resort? He breathlessly inquires. She grinned. Not far. We should be close by. Maybe another 30 minutes? She responded. He thanked her, moving back to his appeared, squeezing himself in between them. She wondered if her friends weren't so buff, they may they maybe then maybe they wouldn't have to suffer so much. She almost felt too afraid breathing in and out. However, grateful for the silence. If not them, she would have gone pretty annoyed herself. Forgetting about the situation at hand, she notices a sign that she assumed could have been the resort they were looking for. It shouldn't be so far now. Roughly half an hour later, they arrived, and she stepped out, inhaling some much-needed fresh air. Her bottom was aching, and Katsuki had no shame in announcing his, "My ass hurts, you old hag. Why are we even here?" he exclaimed, swiftly earning himself a slap to the head by his mother, glaring down at him. "Shut up! You should know when to keep your mouth shut, Katsuki," she scolded. She watched the scene unfold. This assumed the 10th time she had been the overly freckled male get out into his place, while also soaring himself some harsh hits here and there. She halts behind Kirishima, adjusting the strands of her bag, now on standby till they checked in and went to their way to the room, and then came to the second surprise of the day. "We're going to be sharing the room all together. Isn't that exciting?" Mitsuri cheered, dropping her bag into the large room, grinning wide at the shocked face of her son. "Together? What the hell no. I ain't sleeping with you losers. There isn't even enough space here," he retorted, about to make his way around the exit, but Mitsuki quickly grabbed his ear and brought him inside. "We ladies will sleep together while you boys make yourself comfortable," she gleefully announced, smirking as she wraps her arms around the scantily petrified female. She had a bad feeling about this, and soon it was a nightmare. She and Mitsuki made a homemade bed on the ground and decided to sleep early for the next day of the amusement, which she oddly dreads. For the most part, she was comfortable, and she ended up falling asleep earlier than expected. "Rise and shine! We have to get prepared. Get up now." Mitsuki's voice was the first thing she heard in the morning. She got up without any complaints, drowsily watching the older lady fish out something from her suitcase. She was still not in her right mind, sleepily brushing her teeth, lazily washing her face, then stepping out to unduly excited woman who urged her to come closer. "Wear this today. It will look so good on you, dear. Come on, get dressed up." She had no room to deny, and so here she is, putting on a floral dress that she would never wear outside of home. It appeared good, but she couldn't confirm its solence. Settling in the front of the delighted Mitsuri, she observed her get another bag, pull out multiple different cosmetic products, and case before her. She liked makeup, so it didn't go past her comfort zone, but still, she somehow felt a little nervous. "I used to be a model back in my younger days. You should become a model too, dear. You look gorgeous," she praised, parting her hair and getting to work. She didn't know what to think it was or how many times had gone by, but Mitsuki was determined to finish what she started. Mitsuki squealed consolingly, pinching her cheeks while passionate eyes, before carrying on. Then the cycle repeated, increasing tenfold. "Oh my God, you look so beautiful. I was right to go along with this innocent makeup look," she cried, instantly undoing her hairstyle next. By the next time she was ready, Mitsuki was satisfied. She had to admit, she looked so different. She wouldn't dress so nicely just for breakfast, though, but Mitsuki contended, saying they were going to go somewhere after having something to eat. Ah, my beautiful daughter-in-law, I'm so proud. Mitsuki smiled, snapping another picture of her. She non-verbally questioned why Mitsuki called her that, but she dismissed it, thinking it was just for comedy purposes, or in the spur of the moment. However, she could not forget that easily. So she kept quiet to know more. The white floral dress stuck to her figure, hairs left open and styled by Mitsuki, prepared with scarlet flat heels, a hat to protect her from the sun, neglecting they both matched. The older lady had a red dress on with high white heels, a hat and a purse grasped in her hand. Before departing, Mitsuki had protectively helped her put on sunscreen, smiled at her, and pulled her along. The moment they both stepped out in the open, everyone's eyes were on them. The restaurant was brimming with all kinds of people. She didn't let go of her hand and trembled behind her, while the two walked close by. Selecting to a table outside the area, she, Katsuki, and Kirishima waited as the adults went to get their orders. So it was awkwardly silent for the most part. She carelessly caressed her fingers, casting her gaze upon and gazed down and defyingly whatever she caught another person's eye. The first one to break the silence was Kirishima. "You look very pretty," he uttered. Katsuki simply watched, uninterested, but would secretly gaze at the female every few seconds. She blushed, muttering a quick thank you, but before the carelessness returned, the three of them didn't know what to say or speak until the couple arrived with food. "Katsuki, go get the other order from the counter," Mitsuki demanded. The boy glared, but obstinately went inside. Mitsuki smiled, handing the both of them their requested meals. "Thank you, Mrs. Bakugou," Kirishima exclaimed, and she followed soon after. "You both should try this garlic bread. This is quite good," Mitsuki mused, extending her plate for the both of them to take and try. "Would you want some too, honey?" Mitsuki asked her husband, who shook his head, smiling. She mentally grinned at the scene. It was too sweet. She started to think who her Mr. Right will be. Would she be the shy one, or would he be the shy one? She could only wonder. Swiftly, she scooted closer to the male opposite of her and whispered, "Do you think we can go to the arcade I saw earlier?" she uttered, childishly grinning, looking up just in time for Katsuki to retreat with the other plates. "What took you so long, Katsuki? You didn't start a fight, did you?" Mitsuki loudly started, eyeing her son's grinned expression. He grinned at her, saying nothing as he sat back down. Provoking her attention back to Kirishima, she wiggled her eyebrows, giving him a stupid smile. I don't know. Maybe," he replied. She nodded, sifting backwards and continuing her meal. While she was accompanied in watching the oddly expression in reactions between Matsuru and Mitsuki, she thinks about how bizarre it would be for Katsuki to call his Mrs. Right. Such cute names as Cutie, or Sweetie Pie, and Sweetheart. She bets he would call her an idiot, too, if he had his way. After this, we'll go to the amusement park a little further from this resort. Oh, it would be so fun. That much she will agree. However, she wasn't so excited about sitting in the car again. Some time had passed, and they had replenished all their energy and were ready to leave. Stopping before the vehicle, she fluttered about for Kirishima to go inside first. However, the unexpected happened. Shitty hair. I'm sitting in the middle. You take the window seat. I don't want to be stuck to it too again, Katsuki assured. Kirishima's face lined up. Really, man? All right. Gleefully boarding the car, he took his place on the left side, while Katsuki entered, and she settled in shortly after. After closing the door, she felt the tight construction-ish. She was going to suffocate at this point. Katsuki smirked, directly putting his weight on the female. She held her breath, hoping to get through this swiftly and safely. She had forgotten her phone. It left on the charge and completely missing, feeling her bag around her fingertips. She had overlooked it in a freezing rush with Mitsuki. Now she's paying the price, doing what she had done yesterday. She scanned the vegetation blur by mulling over the heat and the mild breeze. In addition to that, the normally warm person beside her made the summer harder to bear. Oof, it sure is hot today, Kirishima announced, and you are not helping, Bakugou. This earned the redhead male a pointy glare and a wordless warning from the blonde. She immediately chuckled, grinning at the two, hiding her face from the sight. How are you holding up, Sniper? She looked at him, making a reply. I can bear it for now. Sniper, her nickname. It's strange, but she enjoys it. Given by Kirishima after the introductory hero training. Hey, you guys want to play a game till we reach our destination? Kirishima suggested, glaring at the female expectantly. What game? She inquired, leaning forward, separated by Katsuki sitting in the middle of the two. You know, something fun, like Truth or Dare. Would you rather something like that? He finished. Just the two of us? Or will Bakugou join us, too? She added, staring at the blonde who shot them a scowl, pulling his lips with disgust. I ain't playing with you idiots. We aren't kids to be playing this. He opposes, folding his arms like a displeased mother. Kids don't play Truth or Dare, as far as I know. They're too innocent, she argued. Yeah, man, come on. It's not like it's gonna hurt you to play a game for a bit, Kirishima insisted, swiftly staring once Katsuki showed a single sign of weakness. Okay, Bakugou, Truth or Dare? He growled, giving in. Dare, he quickly answered, which caused the other male to maniacally grin. Right, I dare you to text, I love hitting myself to the person you last chatted with. He finalized with an alitated smile. The female chuckled, smirking at the thought of it. You dumb hare. You do know the last person I texted was you, Katsuki groaned, irritated as both the girl and his friend began to laugh. Shut up, that's not funny, he shouted, annoyed by the two idiots he sat with. Okay, Sniper, Truth or Dare? Kirishima intently asked her, compositioning himself. Truth, Katsuki sneered, saying, Scaredy cat. Give me the juicy details of your ideal type, he said. Katsuki gave him a look of betrayal, yelling, You are going way too easy on her, shitty hair. Ignoring the two, she thought, in earnest, thinking over her response twice. Let's see. I want a tall, glooming, handsome man. Oh, and with mushy arms. Someone to pick me up bridal style when I fall asleep on the couch. So romantic, she mused, half joking, half not. Mitsuki giggled in front of her, chiming, You've got some competition, boys. You know, she knew she was joking. At least someone understood. Yeah, shitty hair, Truth or Dare? Katsuki asked this time. The male in question nervously grinned, replying, Truth, he said, ignoring the blonde man. Have you peed your pants before? Katsuki angrily employed, glaring daggers at the shocked male. What? Dude, no. Why would I pee my pants? Kirishima responded. Because you obviously would do that, Katsuki encountered, wanting to do more damage, however, was cut off by the female asking him the most dreadful question of the year. Katsuki, truth or dare? He snarled, side-eyeing her stupidly adorable face expression. Dare, he answered, coming off strong and unwilling to seem weak by choosing the truth. Oh, I dare you to call the person you admire and say something embarrassing. That wasn't what he expected. Katsuki was abnormally quiet, looking at the female who implored the question. He grinned. Oh, grimace, sorry. He wasn't going to say the truth, though he will say a part of it. Not like I have All Might's phone number to call him and say something embarrassing, he retorted, complaced by her face fell in displeasure. Then how about some of your classmates? Katsuki quickly snapped his head towards the red-headed male, stupid, and loudly said, I don't admire any of those losers, he replied. However, Kirishima grinned, plotting something in mind, and Katsuki was smart enough to prevent it. Don't you even think about it, idiot, he warned, and the other male put his hand in defense, hoping to seem harmless. I wasn't going to say anything, Baku bro, Kirishima said, just in time for the car to stop, and Mitsuki turning around to announce their arrival. We're here, now you kids don't wander off anywhere far. Stick together, okay? She got interested, pointing her gaze towards Katsuki, briefly smiling at them, and moving outside the car. Before departing ways, Mitsuki gave them an inquired glare and went inside with her husband, leaving the trio to have fun whilst they enjoy a solo day without any children to look around. So, what should we do first? Kirishima wondered out loud, inching towards the entrance behind the leading male. Roller coaster, Katsuki grinned, replied, walking towards the screaming people in the distance. She slightly gulped, sparring a glance at Kirishima before trailing after the blonde. Grabbing their tickets and a leap of courage, the trio settled in their seats. Uncomfortably for them, they ended up getting the very front row of the seats, where three people could shriek and cry out in agony. So, first time on a roller coaster? She asked, nervously looking around her surroundings, Katsuki darkly chuckling. Hell yeah. Well, Kirishima, on the other hand, did not say anything, possibly as frightened as her, perhaps. The seating arrangement was odd. First Katsuki, then she, and then Kirishima. Both males at the left and right, and she in the middle, about to get a screaming of her life. She wasn't surprised about the blonde's taste. Dangerous. And so began their ride. Slowly it drove ahead, with their hearts pounding, her mind out of commission and gripping onto whatever handle she could feel. Watching their convenience grow closer to the edge, Katsuki was practically jumping up and down impatiently. If he wasn't excited, he probably would have shouted to hurry up. Then it came, the loud shrieking and the screaming behind her. Everything else was a blur. It lasted for a good few minutes, and after they were done and stepped out, her hair were messed up, and the styling Mitsuki had taken time to do had vanished. Trying her best to steady her hairs as she followed back to her classmates. Hey guys, wait, you'll leave me before. Walk slower, she demanded, running towards them in tiny steps. She could not run in these heels, even if she wanted to. Hurry up, idiot. We don't have all day. That old hag might appear soon. Ugh, yeah, one day, wear a dress and turn in heels. You'll see. She countered back, causing him to tisk and look away. Kirishima still hadn't spoken up since the ride. It worried her. Usually, him being quiet meant something was going on inside his head, and his posture remained stiff. his back rigid and eyes wide. He looked like he was waiting to attack any moment. "Hey, Kirishima, you okay?" she asked. Usually he would smile and say off something, whatever was bothering him, but he just nodded his head and mustered the weakest smile. What happened to him? Hearing her say that, Katsuki looked at him as well, suspiciously eyeing him. "Did you forget your wallet or something shitty here?" Katsuki said, and revealed a negative answer. "Well, I forgot my phone in my room," she said, hoping to somewhat lighten the sudden, tense mood, but he would not budge. Nor did he laugh once at her joke. This confirmed that whatever happened must have been severe. They all returned home late evening, and she retreated to the room to change and freshen up. Before that, she checked her phone to see if something interesting had popped up. In her bewilderment, she found 20 missed calls from Izuku. Not knowing what the cause was, her curiosity not allowing her to just dismiss since she was on vacation with the Bakugous nonetheless, she decided to call and see what was going on in the dorms. Intently, he picked up. "Hey, I was trying to call you from..." She interrupts him, saying, "I'm sorry, I had gone and forgot to take my phone with me. Don't worry, I'm fine. Geez, Izuku, you need to stop fussing so much. I'm fine." "I'm sorry, I just got so worried. I woke up from a bad dream last night, so I got worked up over nothing," he confessed. She softly smiled. "Don't think about it too much, okay? Promise," she uttered quietly. "Yeah, I promise," he replied. "So how is everyone at the dorms? Missing me?" Izuku chuckled. "Well, me and Uraka, Ida, and Todoroki are missing you for sure," he answered. "Oh, really? Even Todoroki? Aw, I'm flattered," she giggled, sitting down on the bed that she and Mitsuki didn't sleep in for the sake of not sleeping in it. "How are you? Doing fine?" she asked once Izuku didn't add anything. "Yeah, I'm good. What about you?" he gently answered, and she could almost imagine him sitting down after pacing back and forth from distress. I'm fine. Haven't eaten anything since breakfast," she told. "Why not?" he quickly asked. "We went on an amusement park and sort of got some snacks here and there. I also forgot my wallet like a dumbhead." "Don't call yourself dumbhead. You're not. You are far from that," he scolded, and she's got to admit it was cute. "I also wore a dress outside today," she stunned by the door unbolting. She and Katsuki looked at each other. Hi, what's up?" she grimly inquired, giving him a shaky smile. "The old hag asked you to come and join us for dinner. You better hurry up," he said, loudly closing the door and stomping his way out. "Yeah, sorry, I gotta go. Bye, Izu." Swiftly cutting off the call, she rose and somewhat cleaned herself up. "What do you kids want?" Mitsuki cheerfully asked, still appearing as energetic as ever, and her younger as well. "Spicy noodles," she mindlessly said. Katsuki shot her a disapproval glare. "You trying to copy me or something?" he exclaimed. "No, I just like having some spicy and hot, you know. Though my tolerance might be low, it's not less," she fiercely inquired. "Okay, stop it, you two lovebirds. Both of you the same thing in Kirishima. What would you like?" She looked up, startled. He gave her a quick answer, going back to resuming with something in his mind. "Hey, Carrie, what's up? You got something on your mind you might want to share?" She pressured, with a good interest. This was not how she preferred seeing him. Quiet and low. "Nah, I'm good. I'm just thinking about myself." "If this is about your less flashy quirk, then you better forget it." No, that's not it. Just, I'm thinking if this girl I like would like me or not." Finally, he spills the beans. Both she and Kirishima had taken time to digest the sudden data Kirishima had just exposed to them. Quickly recovering back from the internal shock, she exclaimed, "Is it Mina? Could her suspicion be correct?" Maybe, but I don't know. I don't think it's her, though. She slodded back in misery. Unbeknownst to the red-haired male was the pinkish-skinned female who had a tiny crush on him. Just a little, according to her friend and classmate. "Then who is it? Give me the details." She winced, earning himself an earnest chuckle from Kirishima. The adults were gone. Not many people were around. And just 3 teenagers sitting at a circle table. Perhaps risk could be taken. "Okay, maybe it's you," he assured, smiling, feeling brave enough to take a step forward. The female wanted to laugh and tell him not to joke around. He looked straight into her eyes and seemed like he wasn't trying to lie. She nervously smiled. "Really? Me? I can't tell if this is a joke or not, Carrie. Come on, don't beat around the bushes." She shouldn't inquire after what he said, but something else might end up looking like an irritation reaction. So she decided to be lighthearted about it for now. Fine. That wasn't very manly of me, but here it goes." He grinned, giving you direct eye contact. "I like you," he finished. Safe you say, it was about to get awkward between them. She was already starting to feel a little uncomfortable. "I like you too. Aw, Kirishima." Hoping the sound could shrug it off, she smiled and went about her night without talking to anyone, knowing things were about to go a different route.